In this episode of Pop Culture Weekly, I talk with the Academy Award-nominated Lily Gladstone and the cast of the new Apple TV Plus movie, Fancy Dance. Let's go!
Welcome to Pop Culture Weekly with Kyle McMahon from iHeartRadio. Your pop culture news, views, reviews, and celebrity interviews on all the movies, TV, music, and pop culture you crave weekly. Here's Kyle McMahon.
Net. Hello, and welcome to Pop Culture Weekly with Kyle McMahon. I, of course, am Kyle McMahon, and I can't thank you enough for once again hanging out with me to discuss pop culture, movies, music, TV, news, streaming, technology, whatever it is, you know, we cover it here. Today, it is all about the brand new film Fancy Dance, which is in select theaters across the country and debuting exclusively on Apple TV Plus. Fancy Dance it's a really incredible film that you have to see. It really is just that good. So it's directed and written by Erica Tremblay, and the byline is following her sister's disappearance, a Native American hustler kidnaps her niece from the child's white grandparents and sets out for the state powwow in hopes of keeping what is left of their family intact. It stars Lily Gladstone and Isabel DeRoy-Olson, who I talked to both of those as well. It is really, really incredibly powerful. It's a great film that, opened my eyes to Native Americans, indigenous people to the land of America and North America. And wow, it is really good. It is touching. It is powerful. It is sweet in moments. It is shocking in moments. It is incredible. I highly suggest that you watch Fancy Dance exclusively on Apple TV Plus, or if you're lucky enough to be in one of the major markets to go see it in a theater, do that, because it's, always the best if you can to see it in a theater. So I speak with director-writer Erica Tremblay, as well as the amazing Lily Gladstone and Isabel DeRoy-Olson, all about Fancy Dance. So Erica Tremblay, we'll start with her. She is a native herself. She was a producer on Reservation Dogs on FX, which I absolutely loved. She also was a director there. She did a short film in 2020 called Little Chief, which also starred Lily Gladstone, and that is really amazing as well. Let's just get into my interview with Erica Tremblay.
Thank you so much, Erica, for speaking with me. I really appreciate it. So, first of all, congratulations on an incredibly beautiful and powerful film. It is stunning in so many ways. This is your first feature-length film. Why was it important for you to tell this story as your first feature?
Yeah, as a Native woman who grew up in my community, I really was just inspired to tell a story about the women and queer folks who have made me who I am. And I wanted to, tell a love story back to these incredible women who work so hard to educate our kids, keep our kids safe. And Jax is this amalgamation of so many people in my life and my co-writer Michiana's life. And Jax is trying so hard and doing so much to keep her niece safe. And I'm just really inspired by people who may not have a lot, but can do a lot. And that is certainly a character that I want to write for, and was so grateful that Lily so beautifully brought to life.
Did you had worked with Lily previously, correct? Did you know as you were, putting the film together, like Lily, this is going to be Lily?
Yeah, right after the success of our short film, Little Chief, I said, hey, do you want to do a feature together? And so as Michiana and I were writing, we were sharing drafts with Lily, and Lily was really instrumental in helping build Jax as a character, and just to be able to imagine Lily as we were writing was so helpful. Lily's incredible. Lily is Lily Gladstone, and what a wonderful experience to have gotten to work with them twice now, and then of course to find Isabel, and the two of them have so much chemistry in real life and on screen. It's like, as a director, it's like I just would sit there and be like, okay, do your thing and cut. Okay, we've got it. Because they're both just so incredibly wonderfully talented and so refreshing, to see on screen.
What do you hope that people, particularly like me, people that are not Native or Indigenous, which, by the way, that's one of the reasons I love film, is that, it is able to show me slices of life that otherwise I would be ignorant to, and really opens my eyes to these worlds that are right next door to me. What do you hope the viewer takes from watching Fancy Dance?
Yeah, we really tried to construct a narrative that doesn't beat you over the head with like a procedural of like, we're going to teach you this lesson. And I think by way of Frank and Nancy, who are these non-Native characters in our film, who really in their hearts are trying to do the best thing, I'm hoping that people will see the humanity in Jax and Roki and what they're traversing and what they're going through. And my hope is that non-Native folks will watch this and be like, whoa, what's happening next door to me? And they'll recognize their role potentially in some of these oppressive systems and want to be a better citizen to their Native neighbors. And I feel exactly the same. Like, art can build bridges between us, and hopefully this film will have the ability to do just that. Like, that's the hope and the dream.
Yeah, I think you've absolutely aced that. It is such an incredible film. I can't wait for everybody to see Fancy Dance exclusively on Apple TV Plus, and actually a theatrical release first, but then exclusively on Apple TV Plus. Thank you so much, Erica.
Thank you.
Erica Tremblay. Love her. She's incredible. I can't wait for everybody to see Fancy Dance, but I can't wait to see what Erica does next. All right, next up, Isabel DeRoy-Olson. So she plays Roki in the film, in Fancy Dance, and she is awesome as well. She was in Three Pines, the series, and now stars as Roki in Fancy Dance. Lily Gladstone plays Jax in Fancy Dance. Lily is just a powerhouse. She's from Montana, was raised on the Blackfeet Indian Reservation, went to University of Montana, where she got a bachelor's in acting and directing and a minor in Native American studies. So she has come up. I mean, she's put in all of the work, but she has really come up in the last couple of years. She played Molly Burkhart in Killers of the Flower Moon, which, of course, landed her a Oscar nom for Best Actress for the 2024 Academy Awards, the Oscars. With that, Lily became the first ever Native American actress to be nominated for an Oscar, which is insane, literally insane, but it is well-deserved, and she's amazing. And she's amazing in Fancy Dance. I mean, Lily is just a powerhouse, and she's such a nice person. I can't wait for you to hear this interview, so let's jump right in to my interview with the one and only Lily Gladstone and Isabel DeRoy-Olson.
Thank you both so much for joining me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Kyle.
Yeah, thank you.
Of course. So first of all, congratulations on the film. It is powerful cinema. It is beautiful and heartbreaking and incredible all at once. I wonder, as a viewer, what is it that drew you to tell the story?
What really drew me towards it was how real it felt. Upon first reading the script, my mom and I sat down at breakfast and just started crying because we were so moved by it, and we really saw ourselves in it. I grew up without a lot of representation and without being able to look at a film and say, oh, that's me. But the fact that I get to be a part of something that can do that for my younger cousins and my younger sibling who's 13, they can really relate to it, and I'm really grateful that they can look at me and see themselves.
I was on board no matter what the project was going to be because I'd done a short film with Erica Tremblay in 2018. It premiered at Sundance in 2020, right before the pandemic. That one she had developed in the Sundance labs. Sterling Harjo was her mentor, and Sterling and I have been friends for a long time. So I got a text from Sterling out of nowhere one day saying, hey, my mentee at Sundance, Erica Tremblay, has a short film she wants you to look at. So I'm like, great, send it over. And meanwhile, on the other end, Erica's like, oh my God, I'm not going to get Lily Gladstone because she loves Kelly Reichert and was obsessed with certain women. And Sterling said, yeah, just dreamcast your short film. And she wanted me. So it's so funny now that she was blown away that actually happened, that Sterling just texted me. Because on the other end, I'm sitting there looking for my next project that's going to really excite me. And then her beautiful script comes in, and 7 pages feels like a full feature. Like every single beat that she wrote in Little Chief spoke to this immense, larger picture with these very small, insular, intimate moments between these two characters. It's a quiet film, but it spoke multitudes, and there are so few filmmakers who are able to just do that. That's one of the powerful things about cinema, is just the language of film and being confident that you have something to say. So I loved that Erica, as a filmmaker, lets things sit. She doesn't shove anything down anyone's throat. It's their space to create character and to have beats and to have those lived-in moments. So I was hoping that she had a feature in her, because she's the kind of artist that I wanted to keep working with. And lo and behold, by the time we wrapped, she said, I would really love to write a feature for you. I have a character in mind. I don't know what it's going to be yet. So I'm like, great, whatever you want. I'm there for it. So I was just waiting for basically Erica to call one day and be like, I have the feature. And then I found out in COVID lockdown summer, she had connected with Michiana Elise also through Sundance and co-wrote what became Fancy Dance. So when I read it, I always knew that the character of Jax, even though I didn't know that would be her name, I knew that Jax was going to be an auntie. I knew that she was going to live in that same sort of resourceful, bending the rules or breaking the law to feed the community, to take care of people. Like, I knew she would exist in that same pocket that Sharon did in Little Chief. But when I read the script, suddenly it was like, oh, this is genre. This is an elevated story outside of, it's still very grounded in reality and feels so lived in, but it's like, I would put it on the shelf between Thelma and Louise and Paper Moon. It's just like, It was the kind of narrative I, as an actor, could really immerse in a very natural way, but could also have some fun with in a narrative way. And I was just so gut punched by how effective the conversations of the Indian Child Welfare Act, removal of Indian kids from Native families, and missing murdered Indigenous relatives was had. Because both Michiana and Erica come from families and from communities that do have people who directly address those things. They grew up knowing how to create a world where those conversations could just exist, where it wasn't being shoved down anyone's throat, where the audience fell in love with these two characters and their family and got invested, and learns through the obstacles the characters face, what the obstacles are that Indigenous people face in finding and protecting our own, and holding on to our kids and our families, and like having access to, wealth, just the inequities in society that we remain in spite of. So yeah, it was all there. I was already on board, and I was just so thrilled when I read the first draft, and was 100% in.
I love it, and I love how it opens a world to Native and Indigenous people of America, to somebody like me who wouldn't know otherwise. And this exists. These people are living and in our society and the fabric of our society. And to me, that's what great cinema does. So thank you both for sharing your gifts through Fancy Dance. I can't wait for everybody to see it.
Thank you so much, Kyle.
Isabel DeRoy-Olson, what a promising talent. I can't wait to see what she does next, and she is amazing in Fancy Dance. And Lily Gladstone, such an amazing actor, such an amazing person, such an amazing film. Fancy Dance is so good. Please go, if you're in a major market that's playing it in the theaters, go see it. If not, watch it at home, in the comfort of your own home, exclusively on Apple TV Plus. As you know, I'm a huge Apple TV Plus fan. They are prestige movies, prestige television. They just do work that is just above the rest. So Fancy Dance is no exception, and to me, it's a perfect example of why, they are cut above the rest. All right, that's the episode for now. Well, no, that's this episode forever. But that's the end of the episode, I guess. Hit me up on socials. Let's talk Fancy Dance or whatever, whatever you want to talk about in pop culture. Send me your hate mail, send me your love mail. I'm on all the socials. Head on over to podcast.popcultureweekly.com. You can get all the behind-the-scenes stuff or get the blog posts at popcultureweekly.com. All right, I'll see you next week. I love you. We out.
Thank you for listening to Pop Culture Weekly. Hear all the latest at popcultureweekly.com.
Fancy dancing, fancy dancing, fancy dancing all night long. Yeah. Fancy dance, fancy dance, fancy dancing all night long. Yeah.